Hello, I'm Jyotika. Welcome back to Excelling Psychology. In this series, I am giving you predicted questions for 2026 May paper for AQA Psychology. This is for UK AQA students. Yesterday, I had uploaded a video for biopsychology. Today, I'm uploading one for approaches. So, just to make some things clear again right at the beginning, these are the most likely questions, but they are not guaranteed to come, so don't rely only on these questions coming and ignore all your other studies. You have to study everything within the topic. You can just focus more on these questions. And as I've mentioned in the previous video, there's nothing to lose. Even if these questions do not end up coming in the paper, you still get to do a full review, quite thorough, of all the approaches that you have seen. So it is going to be useful to you regardless. That is why I recommend this video even for Oxford AQA students. Though these are not the predicted questions for your paper, but for a review of approaches, this is going to be very useful to you too. In this video, my objective is to help you, as always, to write different types of answers. So, how to approach questions, how to look at the marks allotted, what content to cover, how to structure the answer. That is going to be my focus. My intention is not to make you memorize the answers to this paper. And for every question, I'll give you logic as to why it is likely to come in this paper, why you need to focus more on the topics, and in which way you need to focus on them. So, before beginning with this video, I would like you to know that I am a school teacher and tutor for AQA Psychology, GCSE, and A levels for more than 12 years now. So, if you need to schedule your classes with me, my details are available in the description box and pinned comment below. You can see how to contact me there. And if you're looking for notes for your course, I sell notes on my store link. There I have notes for essay packs, model answers, past paper solutions. So if you're looking for any of that, again you can check the description box and pinned comment below. Okay, let's begin with this lesson with the very first question. The first question is, which of the following is a key assumption of the biological approach? Now, yesterday I had explained one strategy of how to look at the MCQ questions. Let's quickly revise it and we'll approach the MCQs today in the same way. Whenever there's an MCQ question in front of you, the first thing is to not look at the response choices and instead think of possible answers in your mind. Only then, after considering what possible answers could be there, then look at the response choices. Because then it becomes a matter of just matching what you already know with the response choices given. If you don't do this, you end up considering every response choice and you get confused because you don't have any template in your mind to match it with. Second thing is, after you have matched, like after thinking of the possible answers you've matched, you've found that okay, what I was thinking, that is there in the response choices. Next, use the elimination process. Now, given that you're almost 100% certain because you've already thought of the possible answers, now you can consider why the other options are not the right ones and then only narrow down to one and be 100% certain that that is the correct answer. Okay, so let's do it for this question. But before that, just some logic, like I told you, why we expect that something as specific as an assumption of biological approach will come this time. See, if you look at the trend in 25, evolution question had come for 4 marks from the biological approach. It was a very small part, but still like fair enough. Somewhere mid range, you can say that okay, at least 4 marks were covered, even though not like 8 marker or 16 marker. Now we can expect things to get more specific at this point. 1 mark on a specific assumption rather than a broad topic like evolution. It's just like they maintain a balance in the trend. So last time, if they've asked something broad, like, okay, you can give anything from evolution because it's a described type of a 4 marker. Then this time, checking whether you know about something more specific within the approach. Also, in this paper, only we'll see it's likely to come up as an 8 marker also later, because again, last time they've just broadly assessed it. So something different this time within this approach, like evaluation also and a specific assumption also. That is what we are expecting. More I'll tell you when we come to the 8 marker from this. Okay, so first for this one, let's think of possible alternatives, possible answers. See, when it comes to biological approach, the main assumption tends to be that all behavior is because of biological processes. So, because of neurochemistry, evolution, genes, physiological processes. Another assumption is that we can study these processes using sophisticated scientific technology. So, we can use things like fMRI, MRI, PET to study the basis of behaviors. Yet another assumption is that psychology can be studied objectively and scientifically using experimentation type of techniques. So these type of assumptions are there. Maybe you're able to think of more also. Right now, these are coming to my mind. So now, having thought of this, I will look at the alternatives given here. One, behavior is learned through observation. Two, behavior is influenced by unconscious conflict. C, behavior is influenced by genes and neurochemistry. D, behavior is shaped by free will. Because I've already thought of the possible answers, I know that the answer is going to be C. Okay, so this is how it helps me. It gives me more confidence that this is the right answer because this is what has already come to my mind, even without looking at the response choices. But still, to be doubly sure, I'm also going to use the elimination process now. To be even more confident, let me consider why the other answers cannot be the right answers. At this point, it might seem very time consuming to you. Just for one MCQ, you have to think so much. But I want to remind you of something that I told you yesterday. It looks like it's taking a lot of time because I'm having to speak it out to you and I'm having to show it to you on the screen. When you do all this mentally, barely it'll take you a few seconds and it's worth the effort because this is an easy mark to score. Many of you must be losing marks in 4, 6, 8 markers, so you can compensate for that if you think through carefully here. Okay, let's look at response alternative A. Behavior is learned through observation. Why can this not be the right answer? Because this is an assumption of social learning theory or the social learning approach. So, definitely not biological approach. Behavior is influenced by unconscious conflict. This is an assumption of the psychoanalytic or psychodynamic approach. It cannot be an assumption of biological approach. In fact, biological approach does not acknowledge anything like an unconscious conflict. And behavior is shaped by free will. This is an assumption of the humanistic approach. So again, cannot be for the biological one. Now, having considered all of this, I'm very confident that the correct answer is C. And now I just need to mark it. In the paper, you get a box to shade. You just have to shade that. Right now, I'm just going to write the answer below. So I'm writing a C. That's all that needs to be done for an MCQ type of answer. You just have to mark the correct alternative. You do not have to give any outline nor any explanation. So you can understand like why it's so scoring. Let's repeat the same thing for the next question. It's an MCQ again. We'll go through the same process quickly. Before that, I'll just give you the reasoning why we expect this question to come. Social learning theory was completely absent in 2025. Nothing on social learning theory came. So, observation, imitation, modeling, those things were not there. Very unlikely that for the second year in a row, they're going to skip this one. So, we do expect something specific to come up, just like for the biological approach, which was minimally tested last time, and also something giving more coverage, more weightage to a topic that has been missing last year to come up. So, let's look at the MCQ first. Which concept is central to social learning theory? To do my first process, which is thinking of possible answers, which are the concepts related? Observation, imitation, modeling, vicarious reinforcement, or punishment, and those mediational processes, basically attention, retention, reproduction, motivation. So I do believe one of these, yes. And of course, identification, I just missed that. So I do expect that one of these should be there in the response choices. It's just like I did a keyword search in my mind for social learning theory. Now, having done this, having thought of all possible answers, let's do the elimination process. Firstly, when I look at the response choices, A. Reinforcement schedules, B. Modeling, C. Introspection, D. Self actualization. I'm pretty confident it's modeling because I did list it and I see it here as well. Still, for safety, I just rule out the other possible alternatives. Can it be reinforcement schedules? No, that is a concept central to behaviorism or learning theory, not social learning theory. Can it be introspection? That is relevant to Wundt's approach, which has been called the structural psychology approach. So, no. Self actualization is central to humanistic approach, Maslow and Rogers, again, not social learning theory. So now, having eliminated all other possible choices, I'm very confident that the correct answer is modeling, B. Okay, now this is MCQs. Let's come to little bigger questions now. Outline one assumption of the humanistic approach. Okay, there are a number of assumptions of the humanistic approach. Like before considering how many marks are allotted and how much to write or how to structure, let's just bring to mind, like brainstorm all the possible assumptions. So the assumptions are like the first one being people have free will or agency. So people choose the outcomes even in situations which seem determined, they have choice. Another one is self actualization. You know, when you list this way, then you're able to decide, okay, which is the one for which I'll be able to elaborate for as much as 4 marks. You're able to plan it out before you just start writing something and you realize midway that, oh, I'm not able to write sufficiently about this. So it's good to plan ahead this way. So another assumption is self actualization, which is about trying to reach one's maximum potential. Another is about personal growth, the positivist approach that people are good by nature and they're always seeking progress and growth. Other possible, I'm not writing here, but I'll just tell you orally subjective experience, what we call phenomenology, as proposed by Rogers, that everyone's reality is their personal reality. There's nothing like an objective reality. Yet another would be holism, that human behaviors should not be broken down into pieces and studied in the laboratory. Unlike physical sciences, psychology should adopt a holistic approach using mainly self report. Another could be any specific assumption given by Rogers, such as ideal and real self within self concept. That self concept is determined by an interplay of real and ideal selves, congruence, incongruence, or even unconditional positive regard, that humans need an environment of unconditional acceptance to be able to realize their worth. So, any of these will do. There are so many assumptions. Depending on which reference book you have sourced, you will be able to write about any one of them. What you need to think is, if out of so many coming to your mind, which is the one that you'll be able to write sufficiently to justify 4 marks. So you have to be practical. Just if you know the definition and an example, that will not suffice. You'll have to give at least 4 points because it's for 4 marks. So which is the one for which you can write that much? Before giving you further instruction on like how to write this, why are we expecting this question to come? The humanistic approach did not appear in 25. 25 was very limited in approaches because they gave a full 16 mark from psychodynamic, which was expected. But in that, they didn't include a comparison. Like what was expected was psychodynamic versus say humanistic, because even humanistic was long overdue. But they just ended up giving only psychodynamic in that paper. So 16 marks got consumed there. And then we were left with only 8 marks, out of which 4 marks were for evolution, like you saw. So barely anything got properly covered, including humanistic approach. Humanistic, if we see the trend over the years, it's just less frequently tested as a full essay. So continuing with that trend, we would expect something like a 4 marks. Uh, Not as less as to go entirely missing like it did last year, but not as much as to justify biological and socio-cultural, which were totally missing and which tend to come as longer questions. So it's somewhere in between. So again, we expect like a 4 or 6 marker mid-level AO1 type of question. Okay. So now coming to which assumption I would be writing about. I would be writing about self-actualization. I think I can write 4 points on it. How to approach this answer? One, we've already seen the marks. Second, looking at the command term, it's a purely AO1 command term, like only description. So definitely there's no requirement of any application, there's no scenario to begin with, and no evaluation at all. So no strengths, weaknesses should come here. Whatever we have learned about one assumption, in this case self-actualization, from the textbook, we just have to bring about any 4 points from there. It can be any arbitrary 4 points also, but a better way of writing always is to have some flow in the answer, like to have a logical sequence. So I'll try to write it that way. And I won't be able to write the whole answer. I'm not able to give this video that much time. So for this and the further questions after this, I will just be making outlines. When you're writing, you definitely have to write in a full paragraph format. You have to have like formal academic writing. And if you need to learn how to write like complete answers, you need to see it in front of you and you need guidance on writing style as such. There are just lots of videos on my channel freely available. You can check any of those in which I have covered how to write this type of answer, or past papers I have covered. In that, I have shown model answers on the screen even for approaches, and I have guided you on like how the answer is written exactly in the exam paper. So you can refer to any of that. Okay, so what will be my points for self-actualization? My first point would just be the definition. It's always good to begin with the definition of a concept. So what is self-actualization? It's an innate drive to achieve one's maximum potential. Another simple point would be who has given this concept and who has popularized it. So Maslow, in his hierarchy of needs, has placed it right at the top. It's like the penultimate need in his hierarchy. And Rogers has also given a closely related concept called fully functioning individuals. So, full functionality, it's the same as self actualization. I took it as a separate point because Maslow can be one point, like he's the founder, and closely related concept of Rogers can be a third point. And then, of course, an example should be good. So, for example, Maslow believed that individuals like Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi have achieved self actualization because they have done their best in terms of humanitarian potential. There are lots of other points you can write here. Like I told you in the beginning, only it's not about memorizing these answers. Within self actualization, I'm sure you're able to think of other possible examples other than famous personalities. So, something as simple as a businesswoman making extremely great sales which she's never made before. or pioneering a new business project is self actualization. Definitely, that counts as an example. You could also talk about how self actualization comes after the satisfaction of self esteem needs in Maslow's hierarchy. You could also talk about how self actualization is good for feeling a sense of fulfillment in one's life. So, there are lots of things you can give here. The outline command term is also very flexible in that sense that you're allowed to cover any aspects within an assumption. Okay, so this is what I would cover in this. Key thing is to understand to give 4 points for 4 marks. That is where most students make a mistake, giving much less than this or giving too much of this. Let's look at the next question. Outline what is meant by introspection in the origins of psychology for 2 marks. We do expect one or two short answers here and there, like 2, 3 marks. Now, why we are expecting this one in particular? Again, if you look at the 25 paper, origins was missing. Like I told you, all marks got consumed by that psychodynamic approach. And a consistency sort of thing, if we see in papers before that, a trend has been to ask something about origins of psychology as a short recall question, because it doesn't qualify much for application. Like giving a scenario applying to that is little less direct. It can mostly be like a research type of scenario, unlike those in which you have characters and you have to identify some processes with them. So direct AO1 type of questions tend to come from this. Also, extended answers are very less likely from origins. Disclaimer again, I'm not saying it can't come, but trend has been this topic is avoided for origins. It's found to be complex and students are likely to lose marks if it comes for evaluation. So, considering that, we expect the trend to be continued, and because it's been skipped for 1 year, this year, a short question to come from this. Something specific, again, we expect, like, say, introspection. If not, that's something directly asking about Wundt or James or Titchener, for example, or just the scientific revolution or cognitive revolution, like something specific, because usually it comes like in a broader sense. So this time maybe testing your recall for like particular concepts like introspection. Okay, now what we can write about introspection is like very straightforward. I don't think there's too much to it, it's pretty limited, but still we'll brainstorm through all possibilities. Definitely you're thinking about Wundt or Titchener and how they used introspection, so one point can be about that. Definition, as I told you in the previous answer, is unconditional. You might be even thinking about the purpose, how the attempt was to make psychology scientific by bringing about introspection in the laboratory. You might be thinking about how it has inspired other schools of thought, including functionalism. So there's a lot of content that you must have learnt as such. But I would say, because it's just for 2 marks, it's like the mini 4 marker which we just did. The best approach would be to take definition and attribute it to Wundt. I would say that's the best thing to do because these are the most important points for 2 marks. But as such, you're free to give any 2 points. It's very flexible. It's completely AO1, the command term. There's no application evaluation required. Just 2 sentences need to be put down. That's all. So, in my outline, one sentence would be the definition, examining individual sensations, feelings, thoughts that are conscious. And my second point, so this is the definition. Second point would just be developed by Wundt to be used in control settings and give psychology a scientific status. That is what I would write for this answer. Okay, now let's come to the next question. This is an 8 marker with the scenario, something similar I had dealt with yesterday. Let me just take this on a new page, otherwise here it's going to cut off. Before that, if you need to take a screenshot, because